Hey, what's good, fellas? Welcome back to another video. This is Diesel Mac coming to you once again. Today's topic is how to increase your aura as a man. All right. You ever notice a guy who just walks around and as soon as he walks into the room, it's like you can just feel the temperature of the room shift. You can feel all eyes on him, both men and women. Everyone just kind of perks up when he's around. You know, you can just, his presence is just felt, right? Just no matter what space he goes into. And you always wonder, like, man, like how can one man have that effect, right? Like how can every space you occupy, it just seems like your presence is felt, right? The truth is most of us men, we walk around and, we're invisible, right? Like we go through life and, we walk in the store, we walk into our job, we walk into any space, the gym, and people don't really notice us. We're unremarkable, right? We don't have any characteristic that stands out about us. Or we still do, right? You could be tall, you could have a nice pair of shoes on, you could drive a nice car, but you still don't get that sort of response from people that that the next guy might get, right? This dude here just seems like he can just exist. He don't have to do nothing. He don't have to open his mouth. He don't have to drive a fancy car. He don't have to do anything. He just has that natural aura. People just respect him. People, almost kind of seek out his validation. And you just wonder how, right? Well, we'll talk about that today. I got a few things that a few different ways, and I'll make more videos on this. I don't want to overload you guys, but the first way that you can, first characteristic that you can adopt to increase your aura is learning how to be in your own little world. Now, what do I mean by that, right? A lot of guys, they walk around, their eyes are constantly darting everywhere. They're checking out every pretty girl that walks by. They're looking at every single dude. They're super nosy, right? They have this just super nosy energy, right? And they can't seem to focus on whatever it is they're doing. You want to know how to increase your aura, fellas? Whatever task you're working on, unless it's within your two hands, it don't really concern you, right? Let's take the gym, for example, right? You go to the gym, you see a lot of dudes checking out every single woman that walks by, right? Or worried about what workout you're doing. Man, when I go into the gym, I'm locked in. I don't give a damn about anybody else, right? And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I keep my eyes forward. I keep my head locked into exactly what I'm doing. I don't care what's going on around me. A beautiful woman could walk past, man, I'm locked in, right? And I'll tell you right now, when you carry that energy, it becomes noticeable, right? Like people notice when you're minding your own business. People notice when you're just kind of doing your own thing and you are super focused and you are super locked in, right? And that intrigues people because it's rare, because the average person is nosy. The average person just is constantly, up in everybody else's shit and wondering what everyone else is doing. When you're working on something, regardless of what it is, whether you're in the gym or you're in the store or you're in your yard building something or whatever, it don't matter what it is. I'm just kind of throwing out some random examples here, but my point is folks who have a high level of aura, they tend to be really, really good at locking in and focusing on what they're doing and not worried about whatever else is around them, right? And I'll tell you right now, believe it or not, that energy actually attracts attention. Right? And I don't exactly know how it works, right? I don't know how it is that the person who can be minding their business and be super locked in on their own life and their own goals, how that actually increases energy and makes people want to talk to you. I've worked office jobs, I've worked in jobs where I sat in a cubicle. And whenever I mind my business and I ain't fucking with nobody and I'm focusing on doing my job, it's like you tend to attract even more attention. Because minding your business and keeping it to yourself is loud. Believe it or not, right? The opposite, if you're constantly chit-chatting with everybody, right? And all up in everybody's shit and you being this just super crazy social butterfly. Look, there ain't nothing wrong with that, but if we talk about aura, just practice on just kind of keeping to yourself, right? And whatever it is that you're working on, that's all that matters. Try this out. Go to a coffee shop one day. Go to a coffee shop, bring a book, and just go read. Just read and try to challenge yourself to not look at anybody. Try to challenge yourself to not, check out the girl that walks by or whatever. I'm just going to go to the coffee shop. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to enjoy my book. And I'm just going to just kind of sit still. I'm not going to be super fidgety. I'm not going to be looking around. I'm not going to be adjusting my chair. I'm not going to be doing all kind of crazy shit. I'm just going to just lock in and focus on what I came there to do, right? And I guarantee you, your presence will be felt. Because people are going to look and say, well, damn, who's that guy? Why is he not looking around. It makes no sense. I don't really understand how it works, but I'm telling you right now, folks who carry that magnetic energy, that aura, they are very, very good at minding their business. Try it out, fellas, right? You can never go wrong with staying in your lane. You can never go wrong with just being locked into what you're doing and not worried about what the hell everyone else is doing, right? If you're in the gym and you're not distracted by everybody, you're not, checking out every piece of ass that walks by, I guarantee you, number one, you're going to start to see better progress in the gym because you're actually focused on your workout. And two, man, when you walk in that gym, people are going to notice. They'll be like, man, that's that dude. First thing they're going to wonder is, who is that guy, right? Who is that guy? People who tend to be somebody tend to know how to mind their business and focus on what they're doing. That's a trait of successful individuals. Keep that in mind, fellas. All right. The next way I would suggest that you get into, or that you increase your aura, is to get in crazy shape. Get in really, really good shape, fellas, okay? I'm not talking just losing some body fat and slimming down a little bit. Push yourself, fellas. Like actually commit to, man, I'm trying to build my body to be as lean and as aesthetic as possible. I'm trying to develop that V-taper. I'm trying to have shoulders that are wider than my waist. I'm trying to have a chest that sticks out further than my stomach, okay? You need to push past just being in good, healthy shape. Okay, I'll tell you right now, man, when I got lean and I started losing weight and I started seeing the veins and everything in my abs and the separation in my arms, dude, people take notice. People take notice. I get more looks at my physique than I do when I drive my car or ride my motorcycle. In the area I live in, man, it's common to see motorcycles and nice cars. Dude, a lean physique is rare everywhere you go. Get in crazy shape, fellas. Like, push past just good enough. Seriously, look, if you're sitting at, 16, 17% body fat and you're relatively healthy, cool. I'm not suggesting that you're doing anything wrong. But if we talk about trying to increase your aura, increase your presence, your physical presence, I'm telling you right now, man, getting in good shape, getting lean is a great way to do that. I promise you, man. There's a lot of dudes walking around with muscle but got a belly to go along with it, right? Like, they got the muscle and everything, but they're out of shape. Have that muscle, but have a six-pack, be lean. I'm telling you right now, as superficial as it sounds, you might look at me and be like, huh? Dude, folks who are walking around with an elite V-taper physique, who are aesthetic, who can wear any ounce of any piece of clothing and it works for them, that's another thing, right? Like, everyone wants to spend so much money on clothes. Man, the leaner you are, the more fit you are, you can put anything on. You don't really have to try as hard with fashion. Seriously, you don't have to keep up with the latest fashion trends if you don't want to. You ain't got to go out and buy a bunch of designer name brand shit. You ain't got to, spend money on crazy shoes or anything like that. Excuse me. Man, you can just wear simple stuff. I still advocate that you wear nice clothes. It don't have to be expensive, but it got to be nice and clean and fit you properly. My point is it doesn't have to be some extravagant design. It can just be something simple. Something as simple as a t-shirt and some jeans. Right? If it fits you properly and you got the physique to showcase it, it'll look better than somebody that's wearing a $150 shirt. You know what I mean? Or some crazy expensive jeans. Get yourself in really, really good shape. Like, push yourself. Okay? Like, being lean, being jacked doesn't have to be for somebody else. It can be for you too. Right? Like, it just takes work. It just takes discipline. You just gotta check in every single day. Right? And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Don't do it. But then you'll just be like everybody else. Don't complain when you don't get attention from females. Don't complain when you get ignored in life. Don't complain when you're not getting the results that you're looking for, right? You got to be willing to put the work in, fellas, all right? Get yourself in crazy shape, right? Focus on your nutrition. Get your protein in. Quit eating all that bullshit. Quit eating fast food. Learn how to cook your food. Learn how to meal prep, right? Cooking your food alone, even if you make yourself like a burger, right? Like a homemade burger can be 10 times healthier than what you can get from McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or anything like that. Start meal prepping, man. Get your ass in the gym at least 3 to 5 times a week. Heavy compound lifts. Get your cardio in. Don't skip your cardio. Cardio is your friend when it comes to fat loss. I don't care what anyone says. Steady state cardio. I usually do either the Stairmaster or incline treadmill walk. That's a cheat code, fellas. All right? It's not hard. Get in crazy shape, right? Wrapping up that point. The next point I'll suggest is learn to talk less. Learn to speak less, fellas. All right? Look, as you get older, it's never a good idea to be the most talkative guy in the room. All right, I've never regretted saying less. I've never regretted keeping my mouth shut, right? But a lot of times in life have regretted opening my mouth and saying something, right? Sometimes you can talk your way out of opportunities. You can talk your way out of getting with a woman. You can just talk your way out of building a connection with somebody. sometimes it's better just to sit back and just listen and absorb what's going on, right? Like you don't have to, being the loudest person, being the most talkative person doesn't necessarily mean you're the smartest person. It doesn't mean you're the most dominant person. A lot of times the people who talk the most are the most nervous individuals, right? Learn how to just sit back and chill. Learn how to just observe and just take in the information, right? Learn how to kind of build mystery in that sense, man. You ain't always got to speak. Speak less, listen more. Some of y'all are just so chit-chatty, man. You don't always, every thought that crosses your mind, you don't have to put out there into the world. Number one, you may not even have all the facts. You may go and blurt out your opinion on something that you don't really know anything about. And then you end up looking stupid, right? Nothing kills aura like looking stupid, looking like a dumbass, right? Let your words actually have meaning. So when you do decide to open your mouth, when you do decide to say something, it actually carries a little bit more weight other than, oh man, there Marcus go talking again. When Marcus finally does decide to chime up and say something, you tend to get a little bit more ears. People are like, oh man, he's actually saying something. I better listen because he doesn't talk very much, right? Be that guy. Don't be the guy who's always heard. Don't be the guy who's heard before he's seen. Don't be gossiping. Don't be all up in everybody's business. Learn how to just kind of chill, Learn how to embrace silence. Again, you don't always got to break the silence with talking. It's okay. It's okay for there to be that awkward silence, right? It's not your job to remove awkwardness, man. Speak less. I'll tell you right now, you will never regret keeping your mouth shut, right? And the last point I'll give you guys when it comes to different ways to increase your aura is learn how to be more comfortable than the people or the person that's around you. And what do I mean by that, right? If you seem like you're more nervous than the person that you're talking to or the group that you're in, I guarantee you your aura is going to be gone. You're going to be fidgety. You're not going to be able to relax. If you're on a date with a beautiful woman, if you're hanging out with a group of friends or whatever, if you're sitting at, if you're in a meeting with, C-suite level individuals, take a deep breath and just focus on just being comfortable. Just get your breathing down. Just remember that no matter who that person is across from you, they eat, sleep, shit just like you do. Learn how to be the most comfortable person in the room. That guy who's got that aura, that guy who walks in and just seems like he's magnetic, does he look like he's uptight? Does he look like he's like all fidgety? Nah, he's usually the most chill person in the room. He ain't worried about nothing. I'm chilling. I'm good. You on a date with a girl, instead of being nervous, kind of just go in, take a deep breath and be like, look, if this don't work out, I'm still good. I'm still good. I'll be fine. You on a date with a hot girl and you're nervous, just remember yourself, hey, I got this hot girl to go on a date with me. So hell, I ain't that bad off, right? Like I got her to give me her time. So just take a deep breath, just focus on being comfortable, right? Put your shoulders back a little bit. Present your neck out, right? I'm serious, present your neck out. Keep your head up. Don't have this like closed in body language or whatever, man. Just take a deep breath, stand tall, right? Don't be exaggerated, right? But just stand tall, shoulders back, neck out, man, and just breathe. Just breathe, man. Just let everything come to you naturally, right? That takes practice. That's not easy. That's gonna take some reps, right? You're gonna fuck it up from time to time, right? But I promise you, once you perfect that, once you perfect being able to be more comfortable than the person across from you, man, I'm telling you right now, that is a superpower. I'll tell you right now, if you can walk through life where everybody else is a little more antsy than you are, man, I'm telling you, you can walk into any room, any situation and dominate. I promise you, fellas, work on that, right? Look, this is a holistic change. You got to make this change from top to bottom. It's not going to be something that happens overnight, right? Learning to be in your own little world and focusing, right? That's something that takes practice. Having the ability to just lock in and do your own thing and not worried about what the hell else is going on around you. That takes practice. Getting in crazy shape is not something that happens overnight, okay? Forget about all these gimmick diets and workouts. Man, you got to be committed to this for the long haul, right? But if you're willing to commit to this for the long haul, I'm telling you right now, the rewards pay off and you will walk around and your presence will be felt no matter where you go. Speaking less, right? That was a problem with me, when I was younger, man. I always felt the need to break the silence and, ask a bunch of questions or just say a bunch of dumbass shit, and I learned, man, if you just learn how to just sit back and chill and just be cool and let things come to you naturally, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, people respond to you completely different. And last but not least, Focus on being more comfortable, right? Focus on being more comfortable than the person that you're sitting across. If you can learn that skill, I'm telling you right now, that is a literal cheat code and that is a superpower, fellas. So that's what I got. Chime in the comment section if you got anything to add or if this was helpful for you. Look, this ain't just about body gain, fellas. This ain't just about trying to get abs and vascularity, man. We trying to improve ourselves as a whole as men. All right. So thanks for checking me out. Like the video if this was helpful. Subscribe to my channel. I make a lot of motivational and masculinity content, and I'll come back with you guys later with another video. Take care.